Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, everyone. How are you? How have you been? Good afternoon, Bhavani. Good afternoon, Gaurav. Good afternoon, Sai Kumar. Good afternoon, Indu. Again, a request, if you people can come on YouTube, then I'll have to open just one chat box because I don't want to miss questions in between, but sometimes shuffling between the two chat boxes, that can happen. So if it is not a problem, all right, good evening, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. All right. So we discussed few questions yesterday. I hope everyone's here, everyone's settled. All right. So we discussed few questions yesterday. I gave you what are the important areas from where you can read your environmental topics. Are you comfortable now to handle the environmental questions? Do you have a fair idea for how to, start your preparation? Acha, I'm already getting the answers here. Chaliye. So today, as I had said, we'll be covering a lot of agriculture questions from geography. Our main area of focus shall be geography. Today, I have kept it a more question and answer based. Along with that, we'll be doing the concepts also. But for a change, since it is geography, it is more about the fundamental knowledge. I would request you to give me the answers to few of the questions which are related to the concepts. Is that fine? Do you think that is a better model? At least for subjects which are more fundamental, basic in nature, such as geography. Chaliye. So now, I had given you a few assignments. Can anyone remind me what were the few assignments? क्या assignments थे? What were our assignments? What were the assignments we were supposed to do? Did you go and search the Ramsar sites? All right, let me just tell you what is going to be the plan for next 2 days. I went back and I kind of made a plan for the students who are preparing for this year to make it, most helpful. So very good, Bhabani. Is there anyone else who has done it? So what are we going to do is, today we'll try to cover as many questions of geography as possible. Whatever remaining question, I have 2 more days with me. Today is, I think, Thursday. Today is Thursday. I have time till Friday and Saturday. So in the next coming 2 days, I will be covering with you those topics where you have issues. For example, I gave you the assignment of Ramsar, right? Then on groundwater, I said there was a report on groundwater. Could anyone come across that report? It's okay. If you have done Ramsar sites, again, the idea is that you should have the maximum ROI, return on investment. Then you have the mega diversity countries. The reason for giving you all these assignments is because of what is going on, what are the talks And for example, I am very much concerned when it comes to map marking of two areas. One is Eastern Europe. Can you tell me why I would be concerned about the Eastern Europe? Eastern Europe map marking is extremely important now. Second, I am very much concerned about the mapping of all the lakes. Then I am concerned about map marking of all the important seas. Then I am concerned about the map marking of all the trade routes. All right. Which report, ma'am? So there was a report by the Government of India which is about the water resources, the groundwater resources. If you're not able to find, please do not spend too much time. Do not spend too much time. If it is easily available, I'll provide you the important details of that. So along with the PYQs, these are the areas that I want to cover, along with the important type of conventions, institutions, etc. Conventions and institutions, etc. So yes, as you can see that there has been a recent war in the Ukraine, and which makes all the adjoining countries of Ukraine important. They can also ask you that which of these countries are members of NATO, which of these countries are not the members of NATO, what is the structure. NATO as an organization has now become extremely important. All right. So even from the geography point of view, for example, Eastern Europe is known for which type of grasslands? Eastern Europe is known for which type of grasslands? Is it known for grasslands? You have the temperate grasslands in two regions. Two regions in Europe. One are called the pustas. Where are pustas? Another are called the steppes. Are we able to recall them? Right? In my Eastern European or in the entire Europe region, there are two areas. All right, I'll provide. See, whatever, again, my request to you, when I tell you that go and try to search this, the idea is not to waste your half an hour, 1 hour. If you can't find it within 10-15 days, your job is to let it go. Okay? That shall be the plan. If you're not able to find it, I'll give you the link from where to read. If possible, I'll make some short notes. I cannot promise you for every topic. As you can see, we have paucity of time also. But I'll try to give you the links at least from where you can read them. Now, I have steppes and I have pustas. One is in the Hungarian plains, another are found in the Eastern European region, right? Now, apart from that, when it comes to Eastern Europe, what are the other areas which becomes important? Which are the other areas, especially for map marking? For map marking, the resources. All right, the resources becomes important in this region. The mountain ranges. Then the river systems. All right. Now river systems also become very, very important because in Europe there is something called as riverine trade. Riverine trade channels. How many of you know about this? How many of you know about this? That in the Americas or in the Northern America, you have the lacustrine trade routes. This is in Northern America. And in the European region, you have the riverine trade routes. My first question, are we aware of the riverine trade routes and lacustrine trade routes or not? If not, then it is not very difficult. It is not very difficult. Like, for example, have we heard of the Great Lakes? Have we heard of the Great Lakes? Great Lakes which are found on the boundary of USA and Canada. Is there anyone else who do not know about the riverine trade routes and the lacustrine trade routes? All right, Bhavani has an idea. Infinity does not have an idea. Anyone else who does not know what are lacustrine and riverine trade routes, or we are aware of it? We are aware of it. All right. Chaliye. So can you very quickly tell me what are the important lakes in the Northern America which are used for lacustrine trade routes? Can you please give me the important lakes? The important lakes which are used for lacustrine trade routes. Anybody? There are 5 lakes. There are 5 lakes which you will find. Great Lakes helps in air mass. No, abhi I am not talking about the air mass infinity. I am talking about the trading. There is something called as lock and lift trading. Lock and lift in which, yes, in which the vessels or the ships are literally vertically lifted, and then the lakes are used for the movement of these ships inside the interior or the continental region. So please give me the name of these lakes. Ontario. If you open your map, all right. If you open your map, in this region, you will find these lakes consecutively. You will find that you have a Lake Superior, you have a Lake Michigan, you have a Lake Huron, you have a Lake Erie, and you have a Lake Ontario. Here, in this region. All right. So you have these 5 lakes which are used for, no, Hudson is a bay. Hudson is a bay and Hudson is a river. Hudson is a bay and Hudson is a river. Do not get confused there. You have Superior, Michigan, Huron, Erie, and Ontario. Can you find them? Hudson is a river. And then you have the Hudson Bay. From which city does the Hudson River flow? Okay? Similarly, if you open the map of Europe, you will find that the same river actually flows through multiple countries. The big rivers or the bigger channels, they are used here for the transportation. All right. So in the riverine routes, since a lot of European countries are landlocked, the rivers are used for trade and transport. For your map marking, you're supposed to have the names of these important rivers and the countries that they pass through. Now, when it comes to trade, there is a repeated question which is asked in UPSC. UPSC has a lot of affinity. That is, which of these West Asian countries have boundary with the sea or ocean? All right, which of these West Asian countries have boundary with sea or ocean? So you should have in your notes also the countries which are landlocked and do not have any direct coast in which is in the sea or the ocean. So in the next 2 days, we'll try to cover, apart from the PYQs, all of these areas as well. All of these areas as well. Apart from that, if you still have any doubts or any area that you think you're weak in, please let me know. I'll see if I can help you out with those areas. All right. Chaliye, so let us go back. Now this question, which is about the lower Gangetic plain. Now lower Gangetic plain is basically the areas around Bengal, Bangladesh. Majority of you have given the answer C. Majority of you have given the answer C. Now, what are exactly the necessary conditions? What are exactly the necessary conditions for jute, cotton and paddy? Very quickly, can anyone tell me what are the necessary conditions for jute, necessary conditions for cotton and necessary conditions for paddy? We know that the answer is C. All right. Now let us try to enhance our knowledge. What are the necessary conditions of jute? Very quickly. From where to read it? You can read it from NCERT. It is given in the NCERT. All right. Anybody? For jute, you need hot and humid climate. Then a lot of water is required. A lot of water is required for cotton also, for paddy also, and for jute also. This is common to all. Let us talk about jute. All of these are water extensive. Yes. So high temperature and high humidity is required. Then you need well drained soil. You need well drained saturated soil. Then what else? What else? Influence of sea. Influence of sea. Right? When it comes to cotton, which is the most important requirement? Black soil. Black soil. Then prolonged dry season. Prolonged dry season. Then proper irrigation. Frost-free days. Frost-free days, can I call it as prolonged dry season? Yes, you can also name it as frost-free days. Frost-free days. Those who do not know this, you can read the conditions for different crops from the NCERT. Now give me the conditions for paddy. What are the conditions for paddy? Also rice. For paddy, you need saturated soil. This is water guzzling crop. Right? This is water guzzling crop. Does it also need hot or proper summer conditions? All right. So given the conditions for the lower Gangetic plains, the two crops are jute and paddy, which fit into the criteria. Please attempt this question. Please attempt this question. The northern part is arid, semi-arid. A lot of you are giving the answer Gujarat. Can you give me the logic behind giving the answer Gujarat? Northern part is arid, semi-arid. Which part am I talking about? Kutch, Kathiawar. Or the northern part is not part of Kutch or Kathiawar? I have one answer as C. You have to justify your answer. You have to justify your answer. The central part produces cotton. Alright, from cotton I can get how many states? How many states produce cotton? Cotton is produced in Maharashtra. Cotton is produced in Madhya Pradesh. Cotton is produced in Gujarat. What are the other states which produce cotton? What are the other states producing cotton? Does Karnataka also produce cotton? Does Andhra Pradesh also produce cotton? Yes or no? Tell me. Chaliye. How will you justify this part? Cultivation of cash crops is predominant over food crops. How will you justify that for Gujarat? Which cash crop is cultivated more than food crop? Right? So we have all of these states. So that means even this fits, and this fits. Now question comes, cultivation of cash crops. Which cash crop am I talking about? The northern part is arid, semi-arid. Now this is a 2011 question, so there was no Telangana at that time. There was no Telangana of that time. Can you tell me the cash crop which is produced? Largest producer. See, Avinav, the question is not which is the largest producer of cotton. You have to understand, you have to identify the state based on the production. Based on the production. Do not get confused here. So there are, see, when it comes to arid, semi-arid conditions, I somehow cannot take Karnataka in this. How many of you agree that I cannot take the northern part of Karnataka to be arid, semi-arid? Can I assume that the northern part of Karnataka is arid, semi-arid? Just imagine Karnataka, the northern part of Karnataka. Now, if I see this region, groundnut sugarcane, now if I see this region, the northern part is arid and semi-arid. So one, I have taken the example of Andhra Pradesh. Now for Andhra Pradesh, this is again the interior region. There is east-west division, that is true. This is the northern part of Karnataka. This is the northern part of Gujarat. The northern part of Gujarat is exactly in the arid, semi-arid region, that is in the Thar region. The northern part of Andhra is also in the arid region, that is the interior part, the leeward side. Now, my entire question actually depends on which of these states are producing more cash crops. So very quickly, can you tell me what are the cash crops produced by all of these states? I'm already removing Tamil Nadu. Can you tell me the cash crops of Andhra Pradesh? Cash crops of Andhra Pradesh. Cash crop of Andhra Pradesh, cash crop of Gujarat, cash crop of Karnataka. Do we have coffee plantations in Karnataka? All right. What about Andhra Pradesh? Do we have sugar cane in Andhra Pradesh? Do we have sugar cane in Andhra Pradesh? Right. And what about Gujarat? What is the cash crop of Gujarat? Yes, we have coffee in Karnataka. But again, is coffee plantation dominant over the regular cropping? The question is, cultivation of cash crop is predominant over food crop. Predominant over food crop. Now you tell me, do you have any cash crop for Gujarat? What is the cash crop for Gujarat? Cotton again? You have tobacco for Andhra? Am I getting it correctly? Beta, the answer to this question is B. The answer to this question is B. Now you have to find out why. You have to assess all the possibilities. The answer to this question given by UPSC was B. We have spent a lot of time on this, deliberation on this. We have also understood, okay, what could be the possibilities. Jute. Do we have jute in Gujarat? Do we have jute in Gujarat? You have cotton in Gujarat, you have groundnut in Gujarat, but do you have food crops in Gujarat? What was the catch here? The catch was food crops. Yes. Yes. Was it a little confusing question? I know I spent too much time on one question, but what was the idea? What was the idea? The idea for you, remember in last class I told you that try to know, Shalu, no is for what, beta? No is for what? See, jute is in West Bengal. Okay. So, Gujarat mein you don't have jute, but the catch here, see, the majority of the first and the second statement were fulfilled by all the three states. Do you agree? First and second statement can be fulfilled by all the three states. The problem is when I have to very deeply assess the statement that the cash crop production is predominant over food crop. So it means two things. It means two things, that one, this area has one of the highest cash crop production. Second, this area has very reduced food crop production. So out of the three which I have narrowed down, Gujarat is one state which cannot produce rice, which cannot produce wheat, which cannot produce much of the pulses. It can produce oil seeds, but not food crops. Is this question clear? Now, what have you learned from this question? You have learned from this question that now these kind of questions can be asked anytime. So you have to have an idea of state. So have I told you how to study entire India using the map of states? Have I told you that? So when you do that study, when you make those notes on the state, that is where you have to include all of this. Once you have an idea of each state or region, what is its strengths, what are its weakness, then a lot of questions can be asked, solved simultaneously. Interesting question tha? It was an interesting question. Chaliye. Please attempt this question. Please attempt this question. Please attempt this question. Anybody? Why Arunachal Pradesh? I have given the hint. I have given the hint. Have you come to this answer because of the hint, or did you, you could do it on your own? You could do it on your own. Now, what is the areas, or which are the areas where I find orchids? I can find orchids. Do we all know what are orchids? Do we all know what are orchids? Do we all know what are orchids? What are orchids? Orchids need climate condition of wet tropical region. Wet tropical region. Alright. Second, orchids are generally found in the European countries. Which area are called the orchids of the world? Very good. If you have come to the conclusion on your own, absolutely amazing. Which area is known as the orchids of the world? The Mediterraneans? No? The Alps? Which area? The ornamental flowers. Do I have orchids in regions which have a little lower temperatures? A little lower temperatures. The areas where I have good rainfall, the temperature is lower, the soil is mountainous soil. Which particular state is fulfilling all of these conditions? Arunachal Pradesh. Arunachal Pradesh. Does anyone have a doubt on this? Can we move on? Please attempt this question. Please attempt this question. Now, very interesting question. This is more conceptual. Are you able to learn something from these PYQs, especially from the geography? अपनी गलतियां कहीं कहीं पता चल रही हैं? Are you able to find the flaws? Are you able to find the loopholes in preparation? Tell me, is it helping that ways? Alright, so what is groundnut, sesame and pearl millet? Have you heard of something called as dryland farming? What do you understand by rain-fed crops? What do you understand by the rain-fed crops? What are rain-fed crops? What are rain-fed crops? Rain-fed crops are basically those crops which do not need much of additional irrigation. In the last class, what is the type of vegetation India has predominant? Predominantly, India has dry deciduous type of vegetation. Agreed? Alright, so India has dry deciduous type of vegetation. That means India has very seasonal type of rainfall. India has long dry seasons. So in these kind of conditions, don't you think that India shall prosper, or the agriculture will be more sustainable if we produce crops such as groundnut, sesame, pearl millet? Aren't these all the crops which are used in areas which are having low rainfall? These are the crops which are grown in the states of Gujarat, Rajasthan, interiors of Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, then even the drier parts of Madhya Pradesh, right? The Bundelkhand region of Madhya Pradesh, the northern part of Madhya Pradesh actually has falls on the lee side and does not receive good rainfall. So all of these, 1, 2, 3, all of these are actually predominantly rain-fed crops or crop. How many of you are okay with this answer? Does anyone have a doubt? If you have a doubt, please let me know. If you search your Ministry of Agriculture, just remember, except for soya bean is a water guzzling crop. All right, majority of your oil seeds, these are oil seeds, and pearl millet, these are called as coarse grains. They are rain fed in nature. Even soya bean is a rain fed crop, but then due to its higher market value, now they are over exploiting this particular crop. Can I move on? Is everyone clear with this answer? Everyone clear with this answer? Now what is your job? What you have to study from this particular PYQ is, you have to make a list. This you have to do. Crop related questions will come again and again. You have to make a list of all rain fed crops. There only, wherever you are writing your notes, make space for it. Make a list of all rain fed crops, make a list of all the cash crops, and third, list of all water intensive crops. Try to use only government sources. Please use government sources. When you make these three lists, here only mention the state, the top 3 in each. Will you do it? Once you do this, then you will be 100% sure. Yesterday somebody asked me, ma'am, how to prepare agriculture questions. The reason people find it difficult to prepare agriculture question is that they simply go on mugging whatever fact is there in the news. That is not how you prepare. This is how you prepare. You found a PYQ, you got an idea such questions were asked, and then you enhance on those previous year questions. Chaliye. Please attempt this question. Very easy, please. Save soil movement. Acha, how many of you are following Jaggi Vasudev in his Save Soil movement? Alright, I totally am with this movement, Conscious Planet movement. I totally am in agreement with this movement. And the man is not wrong. First of all, I'm not endorsing Isha Foundation, neither condemning. It is a different kind of foundation. I'm just saying that the whole the awareness regarding soil is extremely important. In fact, India, being a country which is highly dependent on agriculture, should take care of its soil. How many of you come from the states of Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand? Anybody? Do you come from the states of Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand? All right. Shubham, did you notice that these days in these states you find a lot of farmers who are from Haryana and Punjab? In fact, they have settled in these regions. They have bought lands, extensive lands, and they have settled in these regions. Why? Because the soils of Punjab, Haryana, thanks to green revolution and non-sustainable farming, they have become so acidic, they are not fit for agriculture. That, yes, that they have actually started settling in these states which have not very extensively used their soil resources. So if you have anybody which have connections to the villages, you will find that there are a lot of settlements from these rich agricultural states in your area. What does it say? It says that the states which were once the food bowl for India have now exhausted themselves in the terms of soil. Another problem with soil resources, that soil resource is very limited and it is very difficult to reclaim your soil. It takes thousands of years for the soil formation. It's a very gradual process. But the sand mining, then alkalization, acidification of soil and everything, it kind of destroys this area. Right? So yes, there I am absolutely with the soil movement. Chaliye, the answer to this. Why are a lot of you giving me answer C? Why do you think green gram is not used? Green gram is not used. Cowpea, pigeon pea. Why do you think green gram is not used? ग्रीन ग्राम होती क्या है? मूंग की दाल. Moong dal is one of the highest protein containing pulses. Every mother wants their child to be a moong dal eater. Why? Because it is very, very nutritious. What it is saying? It is saying it is used in green manure, fodder, pulse. All the three are pulses. Alright? All the three are pulses. Any doubt in this, that all the three are pulses? Any doubt? Arey, expensive is a different thing. Try to understand what I'm trying to say. In Delhi, green gram is expensive everywhere in the world. Right? Why? Because there are only few states. Somebody said somebody is from Madhya Pradesh. Madhya Pradesh is also a state where, now that is where I'm saying it is not used in manure. Beta, the pulse is not used in manure, but the agricultural remain, right? You're not using the pulse, but you're using the residue. If you have ever been to a village, or if you have any agricultural background of any kind, not directly, then you actually see that this green kind of leafy pulse residues are given to the cows and buffaloes very extensively, because it helps in the overall milk production. So the answer to this is actually D. When I say manure, I'm not going to use the crop for manure. Do not get confused there. Anyone else have a doubt? Still have a doubt? Anyone else still have a doubt on this? Anyone else still have a doubt on this? Can we move on? The answer to this is 1, 2 and 3. Bhavani, is that a yes for a doubt, or yes that? Acha. So Shweta here, there are three conditions that we have to check for these three options. One, are they pulses? So everyone agrees that they are pulses. Second is, can they be used for fodder and green manure? Now this is where, do not get confused that this is a very, very expensive one. These are comparatively, the cheaper ones. You're not going to use the crop for the manure. You're not going to use the crop for the fodder. You're going to use the residue. Residue, remember, this and this will actually fulfill, this will fulfill every possibility. Can I use cotton crop for manure and green fodder? Yes. Can I use wheat crop for manure and fodder? Yes. Can I use sugar cane for manure and fodder? Yes. Because what are they? They are residues and they can be used for making fodder and manure. Okay? So this is basically for your confusion. Okay? Chaliye, I hope it would have made clear, the whole concept clear. Please attempt this question. Please attempt this question. Extremely easy question. Extremely easy question. What is the catch here? What is the catch here? The catch here is wheat. Do we know about the Kharif season and the Rabi season? Very quickly, you only tell me. I have two major cropping seasons. How many cropping seasons are there in total? I have in total 3 cropping seasons. One is Rabi, one is Kharif, and one is Zaid. Alright, Rabi is winter cropping. This is how I remember. Kharif is summer monsoon. And Zaid is fill in the blanks. Now what do I mean by fill in the blanks? If one is the winter season, another is the summer or the monsoon season, Zaid are the kind of crops which are grown in between. Which is the most prominent Rabi crop? The most prominent Rabi crop is wheat. The most prominent Rabi crop is wheat. So wheat cannot be an option. Now if I remove option 4, then I am left with option C or option B. Rice is 200% a Kharif crop. Now question comes, is cotton a Kharif crop or not? Is cotton a Kharif crop or not? Then yes, cotton is a Kharif crop. How do I remember it? You only told me that cotton needs frost-free weather, right? Cotton needs frost-free days. And frost-free days can only be found in the long summers of India. So the answer to this question would be C. Clear to everybody? No doubt here? Chali, very quickly, let's move to the next question. Next question. Now, I am not going to answer this question. All right. I simply want you to again make a crop map. I want you to make a crop map for this. All right. Can I have soybean in the Coromandel coast? Soybean. Where do I find? Which is the state which has the highest production of soybean? Anybody? Do you have a Telegram group where you actually post your answers or anything? The catch here is Coromandel coast and soybean. But again, I am not even going to tell you that. I want you to first make a crop map of India. Will you do it tomorrow? Can I expect that from you? Yes. So, and where is Coromandel coast? Tamil Nadu? Where is Mewat? Region? Where is Mewat region? Where is Mewat region? Anybody? So the answer to this is none of the above. Why the answer is none of the above? Where do you have Kinnur? Is Kinnur famous for areca nut or Kinnur is famous for apples? Kahan hai in Kinnur? Kinnur is in Himachal Pradesh. Then you have Mewat region which is in Haryana, which is known for agriculture and allied activities, does not actually known for mango region, then Coromandel. So none of these are correctly matched. But then what is the learning from this, doing this particular PYQ is, one, I need to make an important crop map. There are two ways to do the cropping questions. One, make a crop map for states. Second, take up important crops and write their requirements, such as tea, coffee, cotton, wheat, etc. You take up the crops and write their requirements, and then you will be able to do it. Now give me a yes or no. Will you be able to make a crop map, or do you want to do it tomorrow in the class? Do you want me to do the crop map with you in the class? Which way? Which way do we want to proceed with this? Please attempt this question. Great. If you try to make it yourself, it will be the best thing. It will be the best thing. Very quickly, can anyone tell me? Very easy. The answer is D. The answer is D. Are we sure about this though? Are we sure about this though? What is maize? Maize is corn. Maize is corn. So corn, of course, is used for production of starch. Corn is used for feedstock for biodiesel, and of course it can be used for the production of alcohol. Does Haryana provide a lot of raw material for alcohol production? Right? Have you heard of it? Chaliye. Please attempt the next question. What are the significances of the practical approach to sugarcane production known as Sustainable Sugarcane Initiative? Now this question, if you want, you can skip because it was recent at that time. But why have I included in today's classes? You have to know about the various initiatives which are there for sustainable agriculture. Can anyone quickly tell me what are the different initiatives? Very quickly, can you tell me what are the different initiatives for sustainable agriculture? Is there an initiative called as dryland farming? Is there an initiative of promoting coarse cereal? Is there an initiative of ZBNF? Zero budget farming. Then is there an initiative of per drop more crop? Also for drip irrigation. Then Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana. Alright, is there an initiative for horticulture, especially in the northeastern region? Please keep writing them. I want you to go through all these initiatives I want you to go through all these initiatives, and there has been special initiatives which are taken for the interiors, for the Vidarbha region. Do we know about the Vidarbha region? Which are taken for the Vidarbha region, which are taken for the interiors of Karnataka, etc. Telangana. On the similar lines, there have also been initiative for water resources. And again, my request, if you, soil health card of course is an initiative, then you also have these Krishi Mitra centers, which will help the farmers in assessment of their agricultural land and the kind of crops that they should use. Apart from that, your job will be to make a similar map for water resources as well. Again, my request, do not spend too much time. If in case you're not able to find them, I want you to do it on your own. It will help you in the retainment. But in case you're not able to do it on your own and you want from where to read or the concise way of reading it, please approach me. There is no issue there. But first I want you to try on your own. Can you do this? Can you do this? The idea of showing you this question was that at that time there was a question, why not cover economics? I'm not an economics teacher. Amit. I'm a geography, environment and science and technology teacher. Otherwise, if we keep on intermixing the subjects, you won't be able to finish any subject at a time. Chaliye. So let's come to the next question. Please answer this question. A lot of you are giving me the answer B. Why do you think there is no application of or inorganic fertilizer in this? Acha, there is a class of economics later. All right. Chaliye. Please, it's okay. Don't be sorry. I thought you got confused because the topic is agriculture. Chaliye. Please attend this question, which is on integrated watershed development program. Very quickly. Very quickly, the answer is 1, 3 and 4. The answer is 1, 3 and 4. Now, prevention of soil runoff, linking the country's perennial rivers with the seasonal rivers. This is not part of the integrated watershed development program. This is part of the river linking initiatives. Can you quickly tell me the rivers? River linking is done for which rivers? Very quickly. River linking is done for which rivers? For which rivers? And of course, rainwater harvesting and recharge of groundwater and regeneration of natural vegetation. Ken Betwa. And because of Ken Betwa, Panna National Park is going to lose a lot of area. What else? Which other rivers? Are there rivers in Andhra Pradesh? Rivers in Andhra Pradesh. Which are the rivers? Please write all the rivers which are part of the river linking initiative. River linking initiative. I know Ken Betwa, but more than apart from Ken Betwa, what are the other rivers? What are the other rivers? Tapi Godavari. I'm giving you 30 seconds. Think about all the important river linking initiatives. Please write, please write, please write. I'm giving you the list. Please write. Please write. Ken Betwa, Krishna Pennar. Your job is to locate them and mark their states. Ken Betwa, Krishna Pennar, Godavari Krishna, Godavari Krishna, Parvati Kali Sindh, Parvati Kali Sindh, Parvati Kali Sindh, Sri Sellam Pennar link, Sri Sellam Pennar link, Sri Sellam Pennar link, Sri Sellam Pennar link, Par Tapi and Narmada link, Par Tapi and Narmada link, Mahanadi Godavari link, Mahanadi Godavari link, Kaveri Vaigai, Kaveri Vaigai, Kaveri Vaigai, Kaveri Vaigai and Gundar link, Kaveri Vaigai and Gundar link, and of course the Polavaram Vijayawada, Polavaram project which was appreciated. Do we remember now? Polavaram. How many of you remember Polavaram project? It was highly appreciated. Highly appreciated. Alright, chaliye. Please attempt this question. Anybody? Very quickly. Yes, Ankit. You're right that it was part of the lift irrigation project, but it is also part of the river linking. And lift irrigation is part of that entire big project. Alright? Very quickly, Guar. The answer. So guar basically is used as a binding agent. Guar basically is used as a binding agent. Now this is how UPSC plays with your brain. Shale gas was in news. Do we know about shale gas? Shale gas extraction is going on. All right. So the answer to this is B. The answer to this is B. All right. So it is used for binding agent. Now, from where did they get this question is because shale gas, which was extracted, shale gas extraction is going on in. Exactly, right. So lift irrigation project is part of the river linking. Do not get confused, right? So shale gas which is extracted in Rajasthan, it was in news and it was there was a lot of hue and cry about it. But then there was a report that you can actually use guar in the extraction process of shale gas. So this very small news was asked in this particular exam. Chali, please attempt this question. Please attempt this question. Please attempt this question. Indian Ocean. I think this is more of an economics question. Now, labor augmenting, is it labor augmenting? Is it capital augmenting? Is it capital reducing or none of the above? I am getting majority of the answers as capital augmenting. Why it is capital augmenting? Because this is a capital asset. This is a capital asset. Anyone has a doubt on this? Please attempt this question. Please attempt this question. Very quickly, anybody? Are you all going for B answer? Are you all going for B answer? Are we clear on this? GIAHS. As the question says that globally important agricultural heritage system. The term used here is heritage. So whenever, yes, the GI tag is done by, the GI tag is not done by FAO, it is done by DPI. Who gives GI tag? Who gives GI tags? Who gives GI tags? The answer is B. The answer is B. The catch here was actually 3. If you knew, if you're not even sure about first option, not an issue. But if you knew that this is not the organization which gives the geographical indication tag, then I know that this, and this, all the 3 options except B have 3 and hence it is eliminated. The answer is B. The answer is B. Alright, chaliye. Please attempt this question. Please attempt this question. Please attempt this question. Please attend this question. The nationwide soil health card scheme aims at expanding the cultivable area under the irrigation, enabling the banks to assess the quantum of loans, or checking the overuse of fertilizer. I think extremely easy question again. The answer here would be B only. And what is the catch? What is the catch? How did you come to the solution B? Because under no circumstances this is correct. 3 is not correct. So if I know that, 3 is correct, 2 is not correct. 2 is not correct. 3 is correct. That I know, that it is checking the overuse of fertilizer and the overall health of the soil. But since I know this is not correct, then I remove 2 from all the 3 options and I am left with just one option, which is 3. Please attempt this question. Very quickly. So I am getting a lot of answers as C, both 1 and 2. Both 1 and 2. Does everyone agree, or someone else has another answer to this? Do we agree to this? Why does NAM scheme become important now? It is a pan-India electronic system. Yes. It provides the farmer access to nationwide market. Yes. Now, what will you study from this particular PYQ? What will you study from this particular PYQ? What will be your learning? Do you have to read the farm laws? Do you have to read the farm laws? Though they are repealed, but are they important for your prelims? Yes. You have to make a chart of the proposed farm laws and what makes it different. What makes it different from the already established system. So Ankit here is saying APMC, right? APMC, also called as the mandis, from where the farmers actually can get the price for their produce. The problem is APMC Act. What are in this you have to find what are the shortcomings and what were the possible advantages had the farm laws been introduced. And since the farm laws has been repealed, you have to see what are the recent initiatives taken. Here the question on MSP might come. This year you can get question on minimum support price. In minimum support price, for example, what is the whole mechanism of minimum support price? What are the crops which are part of the minimum support price and which are the new introduced crops? Newly introduced crops. Please attempt this question. Which of the following practices can help in water conservation? Water conservation in agriculture. Which of the following practices can help in water conservation in agriculture? It is either the reduced or zero tillage of the land, applying gypsum before irrigation, or allowing crop residue to remain in the field. Water conservation. Water conservation. What is zero tillage? Very quickly, very quickly. It is not a tough question. Very quickly. Applying gypsum before the irrigation. Why are you removing this? Can you give me the logic? Logic for application of gypsum. Why do we use gypsum? I agree to your answer that 1 and 3 are correct. But why is 2 not correct? Students who could not come to the answer need to know that why 2 is not correct. Why do you use gypsum? Do you use it for irrigation, or do you use it for water conservation, or do you use it for removing toxicity? Gypsum is used for removal of toxicity. Gypsum is used for the removal of toxicity. Alright, any doubt here? Can we move on to the next question? Please attempt this question. With reference to the circumstances in Indian agriculture, the concept of conservation agriculture assumes importance. Which of the following falls under the conservation agriculture? Yes, gypsum is used for checking salinity, alkalinity, etc. Please attempt this question. Very quickly, what is the answer? C. The answer is C. Any doubt here? So what exactly is it saying? What is the conservation? Is monoculture a healthy, practice? Monoculture is an unhealthy practice. What happens with monoculture? The answer is C, beta. The answer is C. Let us understand why. Why we have to remove 1? Because the practice of monoculture, here 1 is also included. You cannot have that. You cannot have that, Bhavani. Monoculture practices actually are not good for the soil, are not helpful for the soil, and in fact they remove a particular nutrients from the soil also. What are the examples of monoculture? Growing sugarcane again and again on the same field. Growing rice or basmati rice, growing of basmati rice in the Punjab region, right? Since it is a high, high revenue crop, even if the conditions are not proper, you are doing that. Adopting minimum tillage. Now from last 2, okay, yes. Avoiding monoculture is true. It is true. I take it back. Yes. I take it back. Using crop residue, we know that spatial temporal, this is also correct. This is also correct. I think there is a yes. I think there is a problem with the framing of the question. There is I just saw the monoculture here. Yes, avoiding of the monoculture is healthy. Adopting minimum tillage is healthy. Avoiding cultivation of plantation crop. Now this you can still have a question about this, because plantation crop, no, plantation crop, for example, the areas where only the plantation crops are suited, there you can only grow the plantation crops better. The options are incorrect. There has been some issue with the the people who have made the PPT. So, but let us discuss the options then. So, I cannot say that cultivation of plantation crops is not right. For example, the areas where coffee and tea are grown, I cannot grow anything else. So, coffee and tea are okay for that region. But if I start growing coffee and tea in the areas where they are not supposed to be grown, then there is a problem. And of course, these are also correct. Are we okay with the options? Forget about this now. Are we okay with these statements? Are we now okay with these statements? Chaliye, please attempt this question. Please attempt this question. What are the advantages of fertigation? What are the advantages of fertigation in agriculture? Before answering, can anyone give me the definition of fertigation? I'm leaving the screen. You can take a screenshot. What is fertigation? Anybody? Anybody? All right, the answer is C. Agreed to that. Agreed to that. But what is fertigation? So fertigation is, okay, I've got two answers, which is fertilizer in irrigation or fertilizer plus irrigation. So fertigation is nothing but a method by which you are applying fertilizer along with the irrigation process. Now, efficient application of rock phosphate and other fertilizers is possible. This is where the problem is. This cannot be true. Can anyone give me an idea why it is not true? Why not true? What will it lead to? Why it is not true? Yes, it is kind of medicated water, fertilizer integrated in irrigation system. Agreed. But why is this not true? We know that these are the correct answers, but why is this not true? Don't you think it is create calcium and phosphate layer on the soil? You cannot actually use it extensively. It can be used for removing toxicity to some extent, but you cannot use it for as a fertilizer in the agriculture. Chaliye, please attempt. This is the application if you want to write. This is for the students who want to write the definition. Less porosity. If you want to write, please write this definition, or you can take a screenshot. I'll just remove myself. Chaliye, please attempt this question. Please attempt this question very quickly. Aren't I see zero tillage again and again every alternate year? Zero tillage agriculture every alternate year. All right, let us discuss the option. Sowing of wheat is possible without burning the residue of previous crop, without the need of for nursery of for rice sapling, direct planting of paddy seeds. Carbon sequestration in the soil is possible. How many of you understand what is zero tillage? Can anyone tell me what is zero tillage agriculture? What is zero tillage in agriculture? The answer here is D. Chaliye, the answer here is D. But can anyone tell me what is zero tillage? Zero tillage. Please, very quickly in the chat box, give me the definition. Rest of you, please attempt this question. A crop is subtropical in nature. A hard frost is injurious to it. It requires at least 210 frost-free days, 50 to 100 centimeters of rainfall. A light, well-drained soil capable of retaining moisture is ideally suited. Which crop am I talking about? Without drilling of the soil, minimum जुताई, अच्छा ठीक है. Nutrients become remains. So basically what a zero tillage agriculture is, without disturbing the substrat, and substrat here is soil. The substrat here is soil. So without actually disturbing the without plowing the soil, without removing the residue, etc., you just leave it the way nature has planned. The nature had planned these crops in a certain way. Chaliye. So majority of you are giving me the answer cotton. So I think extremely easy question because frost-free days 210. Yes, well-drained black soil, but should be able to have the retention. And it should also be in the subtropical region. Whereas sugarcane is actually a tropical plant. Sugarcane actually is a tropical plant. What about tea? Can anyone tell me what are the requirements of tea? So what are you going to use with this P by Q? You already understand that the answer is, your job is to write the requirements of the other three important crops. In fact, Caribbean, for example, why sugarcane is typically a tropical plant? Because Caribbean or Cuba, which is called as the sugar bowl of the world. Do we know that? All of these are nothing but the tropical countries. Then jute needs rainfall, humidity. Whereas here it is saying frost free. What about tea? Please tell me what are the requirements of tea plantation. Chaliye, please answer this question. Very easy. So it is talking about biochar. Can anyone tell me what is biochar? So it is saying that biochar can be used as a part of the growing medium in vertical farming. Then it is saying when biochar is part of the growing medium, it promotes growth of nitrogen fixing microorganism. When biochar is part of the growing, it enables growing medium to retain water for a long time. Anyone, can you please tell me what is biochar? The answer is D. Those who have come to the answer, please give other students an idea what exactly is biochar. So biochar Is anyone giving the answer? Anyone giving the definition? Anybody? It is the carbon rich material. All right. Those who do not know, it is the carbon rich material which is produced during the pyrolysis. All right. And this is actually used in agriculture. It is mixed with the soil and it helps in the growth of the plants. Yes, it is byproduct of pyrolysis. It is carbon rich material. Bhavani, now you're clear about it? You're clear about it? All right. Chaliye. Please write. Please write. Please write the definition, or you can take a screenshot. I'll remove myself. Now, there is one portion which I want to finish. Not very difficult, has been asked a few times. Also part of your initial NCRTs of geography, which is about the solar system and Earth. Solar system and Earth. So please very quickly attempt this question. Very quickly attempt these questions. So one more thing. You generally do not get a lot of these questions. In all the previous year questions that I have taken from 2011, I find only 5 questions. I have not taken a single question of 2021. So tomorrow I'll be taking questions only of 2020 and 21, so that we get a clearer idea, and then we'll be doing the concepts. And I want you to come with the doubts which you have while preparing for the various areas. The type of questions which are asked in these are mostly factual or conceptual. Something which has been in news or something which is a concept, for example, what are asteroids, etc. So please attempt this question. Please attempt this question. What is the difference between an asteroid and a comet? Very easy question. Please answer it fast. B is the answer. B is the answer. Very easy. B says that asteroids are the small rocky planetoids. What are planetoids? How are asteroids formed? How are asteroids formed? Asteroids are nothing but the what are asteroids? If a planet disintegrates, then the remaining debris are basically asteroids. So these are nothing but the debris or remains of my planets, whereas comets are formed from frozen gases held together by rocky and metallic material. Are we clear about this definition? No doubt here. Asteroids are found mostly between the orbits of Jupiter and Mars, while comets are found between Venus and Mercury. Venus and Mercury. So is it Mars and Jupiter? This is the incorrect statement. What is the correct statement? Where do I find asteroids? Now asteroids are also of 3 types. Can anyone tell me? GS Foundation students, what are the 3 types of asteroids? What are the 3 types of asteroids? You have You have the asteroid belt, which is between which two planets? Which two planets? Then you have a Lucy mission. Have you heard of this mission recently? Lucy mission. Tell me, Lucy mission is for which type of asteroids? And third is near Earth. I've given you the hint. Near Earth are the ones which can actually create damage, which resulted in the extinction of dinosaurs. Dinosaurs. Alright. Have you heard of the Lucy mission recently by NASA? Lucy mission by NASA. Lucy mission is also for studying asteroids of a particular planet or in a particular belt. You have to tell me which. Have you heard of something called as Trojan? Trojan asteroids? Trojan asteroids? Anybody? याद आ रहा है थोड़ा थोड़ा? याद आ रहा है थोड़ा थोड़ा? Trojan asteroids. Then you have the asteroid belt and you have the near Earth asteroids. आंसर किया करो यार. चलिए. If you want, you can take a screenshot of this. I'll remove myself. चलिए, please attempt this question. Please attempt this question. Please attempt this question. A person stood alone in a desert on a dark night and wanted to reach his village, which was situated 5 kilometers east of the point where he was standing. He had no instruments to find the direction, but he located the pole star. The most convenient way now to reach his village is to walk in which direction? This is the north. So the answer would be easy. Easy. Chalo. If you want, you can take this picture, although not very important. Please attempt this question. Please attempt this question. This question is from 2013. Yes, as the position of pole star never changes. Please attempt this question. The variation in the length of day time and night time. The variation in the length of daytime and night time from season to season. From season to season are due to, I've got two answers, very good. Two answers, very good. The answer is D. Anyone has a doubt in this? I want the people who have a doubt. I want you to raise doubt. Ma'am, why it is not B? Why it is not A? Yes, sure, no issues. because A will lead to chaliye, we have no doubt in here. This is absolutely clear. Please attempt this question, which is about Goldilocks zone. What is Goldilocks zone? Goldilocks zone, extremely important. Goldilocks zone. Have you seen a movie called Don't Look Up? Have you seen a movie called as Don't Look Up? This is the answer. This is the answer. All right. What is something called as Lagrange points? What is something called as Lagrange points? What is something called as Lagrange points? Sun Earth point. What is Sun Earth point? What is Sun Earth point, Saurav? Is it rather a point where the gravitational force of Sun and Earth neutralize each other? The gravitational force of Sun and Earth neutralize each other. You have an upcoming mission called as Aditya L1. This is a solar mission. Aditya L1. Aditya L1. What exactly L1 stands for? It stands for Lagrange point. How many Lagrange points are there? 4 or 5? 4 or 5? Saurav is saying 4 points. How many Lagrange points are there? 4 or 5? Please attempt this question. Please attempt this question. On 21st June, what happens on 21st June? 21st June is supposed to be the longest. Yes, I'm getting answers. There are total 5 Lagrange points. On 21st June, the sun is overhead on the Tropic of Cancer and is believed to be the longest day in the northern hemisphere. Which of these is correct? Can this be correct? Can this be correct? No, this cannot be correct. This is every day. So the answer here is A. Yes. Chali. Now coming to the questions on geomorphology, the number of questions being asked is 4 questions roughly. The difficulty level is moderate, mostly factual and conceptual. Please attempt this question. Please attempt this question. Which of the following sets of elements were primarily responsible for the origin of Earth? Primarily responsible for the origin of life on Earth. I think very easy, very easy, very easy. What will be the answer? The answer will be carbon, hydrogen and nitrogen. Your body is mostly made up of carbon, hydrogen and nitrogen elements. Proteins have nitrogen elements. Carbon, organic matter has carbon and hydrogen elements. Therefore, even on Mars missions or on the other interplanetary missions, you are trying to find methane. Why are you trying to find methane? Because methane is the first building block of life. हम organic chemistry methane से पढ़ते हैं. Please attempt this question. Now, I am not going to give you the answer for this question. This I want you to do a little brainstorm. Consider the following: electromagnetic radiation, geothermal energy, gravitational force, plate movements, rotation of Earth, revolution of Earth. Which of the following are responsible for bringing dynamic change on the surface? I'll remove myself. You can take a screenshot of the question. Give me an answer to this. How do you think that rotation of the Earth is responsible for bringing changes on the surface? How rotation is helping in bringing the changes on the surface? Coriolis, all right. How revolution? Rotation leads to Coriolis force and also cyclone. Chaliye, revolution. So can we all agree that D is the answer? Is everyone in agreement that D is the answer? I've got one person who says that these two cannot be responsible. Bulging of oceans from one place to another, seasons, different types of vegetation, etc. All right. Please attempt this question. Which of the following phenomena might have influenced the evolution of organism? Very easy question. I think easy. Both are the answers. Please attempt this question. Which of the following statements: the Earth's magnetic field has reversed every few 100,000 years? When the Earth was created more than 4,000, there was 54% oxygen and no carbon dioxide. When living organisms originated, they modified the early atmosphere. Again, extremely easy question. The answer to this: the early atmosphere did not have oxygen or did have maximum percentage of oxygen. How many of you agree to the option C? Basically, the early atmosphere did not have the oxygen. Oxygen came some 2.5 million years ago. There was no oxygen. Yes, this is absolutely correct and this is absolutely correct. How many of you have no issues with the option C? No issues with the option C. All right. Remaining questions are from climatology, which are more. So I have to finish climatology tomorrow. I have to finish the questions from 2021 tomorrow. I hope you learnt something from this session. Please let me know if you have any doubt, if you have any feedback, please let me know. Otherwise, we can call it a day. We'll meet tomorrow. Again, I'm saying there is no point of reading PYQs if you don't do anything extra beyond just question answer. These questions will not be repeated. The themes will be repeated. The options can be repeated. All right. So I hope it works for you. If you have any doubt, reach out to us. Anyone with any doubt? Chalo, so we'll continue tomorrow. Thank you so much. And meanwhile, if you have any issues, do reach out to us. Thank you so much. Thank you. Beta, these are previous year questions. I can't improve the quality. These are previous year questions. These are the questions asked by UPSC. They are not framed by me. Anyone else feels that the level of questions is low, then I'm extremely happy for you. Chali, thank you so much. Thank you.